I work for a certain company that during the drama of 2020 was kind of a lifeline, a little bit like the NHS was a lifeline, and certain people who had jobs that were seen as key working jobs. You think about them times, and you think about how I went to work 7 days a week, well not 7 days a week, 5 days a week, and handled COVID tests that you put into the letterboxes. I bagged them without PPE, and I scanned them and sent them off to the laboratories that met us with hazmat outfits. We also took parcels from every corner of the globe and delivered them to every household within the UK. I done that without any protection, and I done that without a vaccine, which was my choice. And I got sick once. It didn't really affect me too much, but I took that risk because I had faith in my immune system. And by me having faith in my immune system, I was wrong, and I was outcast and shunned and made to feel crap about myself by friends, family, work colleagues. Loads of different people made me feel shit about myself. I've actually lost friends in the last couple of years due to it, and I've lost, respect for quite a lot of the human race due to it, and it's made me see the real, true colours of people and humanity. And I think that in itself has educated me to be much more resilient and much more mindful about who I trust in my life or accept into my life, or who I listen to. And I've realised that I'm quite capable of reading systematic instruction and thinking of it with a critical mind and making a decision for myself. I understand that there's going to be times where I'm going to need experts. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else, and I'm not saying I'm more superior, but I'm glad I took the time to stand up for myself, stand outside the box, not fall down to peer pressure, and actually do what I believed instead of being bullied, coerced, and made to feel shit for daring to question authority or experts. I just would like to remind the people who work for my company of what our present king said about us back in February 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, in May last year, my wife and I were delighted to have a socially distanced conversation with our postman, Neil Martin, outside our home in Scotland. Afterwards, Neil delivered a letter from us addressed to everyone at Royal Mail, expressing our heartfelt but inadequate thanks for the tireless efforts you had all been making to keep our country connected throughout the most difficult of times. Now, while we are still in the grip of this dreadful pandemic, I want to express once again my profound appreciation to you all for continuing to work so incredibly hard in every corner of this land. The truth is that the Royal Mail remains an incredibly important lifeline to us all, especially to the vulnerable, the lonely, and those who have to self-isolate. And if I may say so, I've been immensely impressed by the determination you have shown, even when faced with the additional challenges of extreme weather, colleague absences, and of course, greatly increased volumes of parcels. I know that on a daily basis, the Royal Mail is playing a really crucial role in delivering hope through letterboxes across the land. Not least, of course, by carrying those most critically vital letters for the NHS, inviting people for their vaccination, which offers our best route back to normality. I realise too that you have helped to deliver more than 1 billion items of personal protective equipment to the NHS and adult social care settings, and delivered essential medication to those who are unable to leave their homes. I'm also aware that there are so many unsung heroes and heroines working for the Royal Mail, delivering COVID tests to home addresses, and safely collecting the completed kits from a network of 35,000 priority postboxes 7 days a week. In addition to performing such a continuous public service, I have been enormously impressed to see how many of you have leapt into unstoppable action in an astonishing variety of unexpected outfits in order to raise our spirits, and in the process raise thousands of pounds for good causes. I caught a glimpse of all the extra selfless efforts you have been making when I visited Cirencester Delivery Office. I saw letters you were delivering to Father Christmas, an absolutely essential service for children, and the vast numbers of parcels you were sorting. And it was here that I was introduced to what could only be described as some incredibly inventive, fancily dressed postmen and women. Ladies and gentlemen, Royal Mail is a service that has delivered for more than 500 years. But in the last 12 months, you have proved that your work remains utterly vital. For what it is worth, I can only offer you my greatest possible thanks once again for what every single one of you continues to do, day in and day out, during these long days of lockdown. What you do and the service you provide makes such a difference to so many people, and we would truly be lost without you.
It's actually brought a tear to my eye watching that, because we're currently in dispute right now to protect our jobs, because we're now cannon fodder again. But the service we provided during, whether lockdown was real or not, whether it was something that we'd see as a conspiracy or not, we all stuck together, and I was part of that system of help for people. And that system's being destroyed because of people thinking that, oh, there's too many strikes, there's too many this, there's too many that. We're not going out on strike because of pay. It's because of lots of things. You know, I'd lose £100 a week, no sick pay, annualised hours, working long hours in the summer, in the winter, long and shorter hours in the summer. It's just, they want to employ self-employed drivers to deliver parcels and destroy a system, all because of money and things. And for them 2 years, right, what hurts more than anything, for them 2 years, I stood my ground while I delivered a service to the community, but yet I was penalised because I dared to question. The last 2 or 3 years of my life have been fucking awful, in the sense of emotionally. And if I never have to endure them again, it would be fucking fantastic, because I've learnt a lot, right? It doesn't pay to be nice. It doesn't pay not to be nice. And I think I'd still be nice, even though it fucking hurts. So, when people are going out on strike and doing things, they're not doing it because of selfish means. I don't get paid when I go out on strike. I'm doing it because of community and a service that's been around for 500 years. And admittedly, the service has to change, but it doesn't have to be destroyed just because all you care about is money and things. People's welfare and people's health will always be more important than money or things. And the soonest as the human race sees that, the sooner it'll be better for the entire planet. Because with our current line of thinking, we're going to be extinct in the next 10 to 15 years. So you can say goodbye to the human race due to convenience and selfishness. Peace, love and light.